I don't know who actually made this bomb, but I hope that I can find credit for any of these people.
On the running board, alloys, you understand? I don't fuck with that chrome shit, you understand? Chrome get played out, too many niggas like chrome, you feel me? Well, go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how we doing it. But other than that, shit. Boy, I come here to get busy. He's so different from all the previous killers. I don't mess with this rap tighter than a Nike shoebox with socks as a Christmas gift. Can't swap a person me. I'm a saint till I ain't. Then somehow you shake with a fleur de lis. Get on with the arm, man, less is plenty. Don't care who do this or did it. I'm still gonna do my thing. Coming with it. My people love me because that's what I give them. Yeah, I bump heads with them, but a bust yours for playing with them. I cut the line to get in front of who you thought was next. I'm usually humble about this, but this ain't the time for that. So as long as these rappers know it ain't safe trying to try me today, les rose on Brunei. You must not know I get up. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to do my thing. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to do my thing. Stop playing with me, stop playing with me, nigga, stop playing with me, stop playing with me, bitch, stop playing with me, stop playing with me, nigga, stop playing with me. Yeah, you must not know I get off. Man, what's up with all these fake ass rappers? They telling on each other old snake ass rappers. Never shot nothing old cake ass rappers. Nursery rhyming okay ass rappers. Well, the Peter Piper pick up pepper, I can pick a.
All right, y'all. Welcome to a live edition of Hanging with July and Wilk. My dog Wilk gonna come in whenever he ready, whenever he can. But I'm gonna hold it down for now. We got my dog John Rich, and we got my little cousin Jared. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go over the games from last night, and we're gonna look ahead to tonight game with the Wizards versus the Pacers. But we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna talk about the Memphis and Spurs game last night. Jared, I want to start with you. What surprised you most about that game between the Memphis and the San Antonio Spurs last night?
We know that one.
Jonas Valanciunas. That man had 23 and 23. And I think him and DeMar DeRozan got the short end of the stick when they got traded out of Toronto. Valanciunas has always been a solid player, but he was the driving force in that game to make sure that Memphis got up early and kept the momentum. And even when the Spurs came roaring back, he still stayed solid. And so I think that they played the huge factor in getting the job done. I like the young Spurs, and Popovich ain't never really had no rebuilding team most of his coaching career, and so to have a position where they were, I think it's a testament to Popovich, and they fought hard, but I think just a little more experience, a little more continuity with the defense, and they were able to get over the hump.
He's become a blob. She kind of melted.
What about you, John Rich? What surprised you most about that game last night?
Man, what surprised me most, and it might sound funny, is still that I don't think that Memphis gonna be able to make that turn until the best player, which is Ja, become that dude to take over the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what surprised me. I was waiting for him to take over the game, but he didn't. I don't know how to say his name. He said the name earlier. Big Jonas and Dylan Brooks was their best player. You know what I'm saying? And it just surprised me, man. And it been the same thing all year with Ja. We was waiting for Ja to make that next step. He's still a solid player. He's still a solid player. He's still the second best player out of the class. But like you was waiting for him to make another step, and it's like he's still Ja. He's still solid. He had a solid game. It's just his team took over the game, and that's who won it. And it's like damn, Ja, I wanted you to take over that. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually what surprised me, man. I thought with that matchup, which I'm saying that because he had a real good defender on him in Murray, but I thought with that game, that'll be that game that Ja will take over, do his thing, to where you'll be confident in the Grizzlies going up against the Warriors. Now it's like I don't really know, man. I was waiting for Ja to take that leap to make it be like, oh yeah, the Grizzlies got that, they're gonna be in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought as well. But on the podcast yesterday, I actually said Memphis by 5, but because I thought Ja Morant, after what happened to him last year during the bubble and the playing game, I
Right.
was expecting him to come out, drop 35, 12, 4 rebounds. I was expecting him to come out big. But I think the big story to me is DeMar DeRozan. I mean, bro, Jared, like you said, he got the short end of the stick, but
Yeah.
you see why. You see why. In the first half, when the Spurs was down, when the Spurs was down big, he wasn't doing nothing. I think he shot what 20% from the field last night.
He
Uh,
shot horrible. He shot
5 for 21. 5 for 21. You want something like that?
which is crazy because as bad as he shot, I still think he was the Spurs' leading scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think him and Rudy Gay both had 20 or something like that.
Yeah, they both had 20, 21, something like that.
But he was 5 for 21 with no 3-point field goal attempts.
Well, DeRozan ain't never been no long range shooter. He's always been a mid range shooter. He always been I guess like a Dwayne Wade type of player who lived at the mid range, and that was his game. That was his go to, and he really never really ventured too far out of that. He doesn't. I wouldn't say it like Jimmy Butler type thing, because Jimmy Butler usually stays in the mid range. He's not a long range shooter, but DeMar DeRozan is not the type of athlete. So if that mid range not hitting, it's hard to get going because mid range. It sounds like a simple shot, but it's a difficult shot, man, because you gotta really know what you're shooting at to mid-range shots. And if they're not falling, it's hard to get into another rhythm when they clogging up the paint, they doing other things, and so it's like as much of a hell of a season DeRozan had this year, and he's led them to where they are. He did not have a good game. And they were almost able to overcome that because of Memphis, other shortcomings, but they just couldn't. They got into a hole, too big of a hole early, and offense didn't come from anywhere else. And so, you force DeRozan to take even more shots because he's been more facilitated this year than he has been in the past. So when nobody else is getting the offense going, now you got to pull the Bradley Beal, man. You got to start taking a bunch of shots, a bunch of ill-advised shots, and it's just not falling, man. And they got in too big of a hole, and they couldn't really push themselves out of it.
Look, Jeremy Anderson want to know if y'all getting Kenny or July today.
Depends on the topic.
Hey, I told them boys when my 60 days up, I'm changing my stuff back to July, man. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, DeRozan, he was a big surprise. He was a big surprise of that game, how he didn't show up. They shot 5 for 21, 0 for 0 from the 3-point. I don't even mind that he didn't take any 3-point shots. I just mind that he still shot 5 for 21 in a big playing game that actually determines your season. And like you said, guys like D Wade and Jimmy Butler, I mean, those not big 3-point guys, but they're hella efficient though.
Right.
So yeah,
they finish better at the rim.
So I don't know. I don't know about DeRozan. Hopefully, is he a free agent this year?
I think
he is a free agent. But anyway, let's get into this Warriors and Lakers game. I'm gonna start off with you on this one, Jaron Rich. What surprised you most about that game last night?
How bad Lakers played first half. It's surprising. I didn't think they would be crisp, being that they stars is all really kind of coming back, gelling together and re-gelling together. But it started off bad. I ain't gonna like watching it. I was like, damn, hey man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying the Lakers don't want to see Warriors in the one game, theme. But how bad it was actually surprised me. How good Curry and them played didn't surprise me at all. That been Curry all year. Curry been single-handedly carrying them wherever they go all year. But what surprised me is that all three of them got off to that bad start. Normally with the Lakers, you'll have one of them doing bad and the other one kind of carrying them. And AD got his going a bit earlier than everybody else, but the fact they all started off bad, you get what I'm saying? But But what didn't surprise me about it is their defense. I mean, that's what the league has been hanging their head on the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So even how bad they was playing, I wasn't too nervous about anything after that game. I was thinking maybe they would let this game slip from them, getting off to a bad start. But knowing that what their defense can make up for any shortcomings on offense or slip ups on offense, I think that they'll still be fine in any type of series with any team outside of Clippers. Still, honestly, just because of how strong the defense is. But yeah, man, the type of start that they got off to, and how it stayed that way for a lengthy amount of time was kind of startling for me.
I'm gonna go with Andrew Wiggins. I think he surprised me a lot, especially with his defense on LeBron in the first half. Yeah, I made a joke. I made a joke in the group. Like Andrew Wiggins was like, "Man, forget LeBron. He traded me for Kevin Love."
Yeah.
And Andrew Wiggins, he came out. He really surprised me. But at the end of the day, if AD playing good a little bit, like if he bring his B minus game, I don't think a team could beat the Lakers because LeBron, he gonna eventually get it together. But somebody said in the group, man, that would be a hell of a game. That would be a hell of a 7-game series, like because them boys was throwing punches at each other left and right. And I just want to comment about Draymond Green. I think Reggie Broussard was said something about he had 2 points. Man, Draymond Green was locking up Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had 25 points, but he took 24 shots.
Draymond was playing hella defense last night, man. Just locking up Davis and rotating, bro. That dude was all over the floor on defense, man.
Hey, the quote rip, man. The quote rip. Draymond Green came in there and told Anthony Davis, man, you better all get ready, man. It's gonna be a long fucking night, man. It's gonna be a long night. I think all those things might be surprising to people, but I've seen a lot of things in the group, and so those things that y'all mentioned wasn't a terrible surprise to me. I praise Andrew Wiggins for his defense this year. I think he should have an all defensive team. His defense has played a part in them being the top 5 defense. He had played a great part in him being the top 5 and them being the top 5 defense. I'm not surprised by the Lakers having a terrible first half. I think they had a terrible game in general. Even in the second half, that was still bad. Shot selection, that was still really good defense by the Warriors. It was the Warriors making careless passes, trying to do too much. I think they kept trying to go for home run punches, and they didn't need to. And they would just kept playing their game and doing what they were doing. Then they could have came out with a win. The thing that surprised me about that game, though, is I think people, like media people and fans are finally seeing that the Andre Drummond acquisition doesn't really make sense. Like he takes up a lot of space. The thing that Andre Drummond is good at requires him to take up a lot of space because he's a rebounder. He's a spacious rebounder. He's a tremendous rebounder. But in order for him to be that type of rebounder, he has to be in the paint all the time. And if you're a team like the Lakers that are trying to run up the court with other teams, you can't keep a player like Andre Drummond on the floor. It's surprising me that Anthony Davis refuses to play center. The best lineup last year that got them to the finals, that got them a championship, was Anthony Davis playing center. If you look at the numbers when he was with the Pelicans, their best games and their best seasons was Anthony Davis playing center. He's 6'11". Stop complaining about playing center and play center because that's your best position. That's what you're most effective at. Offense, defense, whatever, is playing center. But Anthony Davis likes to get cute too much, and he wants to play big guard, and so he'll be in the paint, pounding with the big man. But that's what he's best at. So do what you're good at. I will say though, I disagree to a certain extent. It's like, and I know I'm the biggest LeBron hater, so let me preface my statement by saying that tremendous shot by LeBron James, even if it was a lucky desperation shot, people make it all the time and they call it clutch. So if it go in, it's a great shot. I don't care how you put it. With Dame hit that half court shot or whatever on OKC a couple of years ago, percentage wise, it's an awful shot. It went in. It's a great shot. It's a great shot. If it went games, it's a great shot. I don't care what anybody says. So I don't take anything away from LeBron James for that shot because he had to take it and he went in and ultimately won the game. However, no matter how good the Warriors defense was this year, top 5, and no matter the game that Steph Curry had this season in the Lakers, they had no business being in the game. And I don't want people to discredit what they were able to do and how bad the Lakers look. And I'm not saying that the Suns are going to beat them because I don't know what the Suns look like in the playoffs as a whole. So I can't beat them to beat an established Lakers team. But after that first round, the Lakers can definitely run into many problems because I don't subscribe to this whole notion that they were ducking, that the Clippers were ducking the Lakers. It's like that's what every team does. They rest players when they already locked up a playoff spot. It don't matter their position, whether they was 3 or 4. It didn't matter. They were in the playoffs. They weren't gonna go more than 3 or 4. You don't need to play players because they've already spent the whole season dealing with losers. So don't put people out there when your whole squad has been hurt.
Incredibly satisfying.
I don't know why people are discrediting the Clippers just because of last year. That's the Lakers should have been discredited last year when they missed the playoffs of LeBron James' first year. We don't go by season. We got to live in the moment. In this moment, like when they're healthy, they look like that they could beat legitimate teams when they're healthy. I think they're more of a threat to the Lakers than Denver is. I think Denver is too reliant on jokers with Jamal Murray out. And I think there's too many inconsistencies with Michael Porter Jr. defensively. So I can't trust him just yet. I can trust people on the Clippers a little better. It's like I know they laid the egg last year, but they also did.
I think I like that one.
What they did last year. They were really good, but then they decided to take a bunch of play a bunch of meaningless games.
Quick question.
Yes.
First,
yeah, you are looking.
This comment, Shane Verrett saying if AD would have drove, we wouldn't be talking about how Green locking him up. AD just wanted to settle for jumpers. Then we got Weezy Nelson with the eyes, of course. Jeremy Anderson, he been going hard. AD getting the bigs out of the paint helps the Lakers with matchups. He don't like that physical play. His body won't hold up doing that. But Caruso gonna take Schroeder's money. Last night it looked like it last night.
Schroeder losing some money right now. I don't know if Caruso can get it, but Schroeder definitely losing some money right now.
Jeremy Anderson, Suns gonna shock a whole lot of people. Nah, Lakers in 6. That's all I gotta say about that. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that on the playoff episode. What?
You giving them 6? It's generous.
I give them 6. I think they'll match up.
I'll talk about that on the playoff broadcast.
You getting the dust mopping 5.
I'm rooting for CP3. I think that's Caleb Malbro, if I'm not mistaken. I got to double check because he sent me that earlier. I got to double check. I think that's Caleb.
Yeah, I got you.
And Max, Andy, I want you to be on the playoff podcast, Max, because Wilt said he put in a special request. He wants you on that podcast because you got some explaining to do about the Miami Heat. So Gary, you got Will said you got some explaining to do, so you're gonna be on that playoff podcast. So John Rich, I heard from you. I heard from you about. So let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna go off topic just a little bit. I want to talk about Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Do Steph Curry being honestly? Just a quick answer, yes or no. Does Steph Curry deserve to be MVP this year?
No.
Nah.
No.
He deserved to be second. He deserved to be second.
Yeah,
But no, he won't. He shouldn't win.
I don't think he don't deserve it because his team not ranked high enough and all that. I just think Jokic deserves it more. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's really what it ain't that because the Warriors was the 8th seed and all that. It's just that Jokic did exactly what Curry did as far as carrying his team and carried them higher. So you just can't discredit Jokic because of Curry's name.
Right. I think you can't take that away from Jokic. It's just like anybody else get it besides Jokic is robbing Jokic of it. Man. He played all 72 games. He played while the rest of his team got hurt at multiple positions at multiple times, and they still managed to stay above water in the Western Conference. And so I gotta give Jokic his just due, man. That center position, putting up those assist numbers, my goodness.
I want to say it wasn't until the last game of the season when he didn't play that many minutes and he kind of had a lot off is when he fell out of the top 10 of scoring and boards, I think. Because
don't sell us short. Don't sell us short. The reason he didn't play a lot of minutes that last game because we blew their ass out. Don't sell us short.
We'll do it dirty now. We'll do it dirty because they had a fan on Twitter told Dame, I need y'all to win 42 games.
Yeah, Dame said say less.
So my man, we get that 42 for him, man. He can get that. Which is good.
You're gonna make a lie out of him.
I ain't want to see no playing tournament. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't want to see that.
Yeah, nah, I ain't think them problems they wanted.
Nah, wait. All they was ready for that.
All right, so for our last topic, we're gonna talk about this game tonight. We got the Washington Wizards versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, the first question I'm gonna ask: how much pressure right now? I'm gonna start with you, Jared. Is on Russell Westbrook. How much pressure is on Russell Westbrook right now?
That's a tremendous amount of pressure on Russell Westbrook for a couple of reasons. One, because you had a terrible game last game when they could have avoided a game, and he played awful. It was an awful game by Russell Westbrook. By his standards, by anybody's standards, I don't care how many rebounds he had. It was a terrible game by Russell Westbrook. That's for one. That recent history, he hasn't played well, so he got to come back and play better than he played last game. The fact that people was harping praise on him this year so much for those triple doubles. Yet again, he broke Oscar Robertson record and blah blah blah. And
hold on. Hey, Pop, I'm about to add you right now. Pop, hold on. All right, Jared, you go ahead. My bad.
It's like the praise that they harped on him this year for yet another season of triple double, and look what he's doing, and look what he's doing to that team, and people was willing to discredit the scoring output of Bradley Beal just to hype him up. And yes, tremendous heart that he was showing, but you got to win. And you spent 3 years in OKC. You had Carmelo Anthony at one point. You had Paul George for most of this. You had Victor Oladipo. Nobody played well, except for Paul George. Paul George was looking like Indiana Paul They started talking before injuries. They was talking about him for MVP conversation. They were saying that it was his team. But you had a triple double for 3 seasons. And all 3 seasons, you were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Yes, he should get tremendous credit for getting the Wizards where they are. But y'all got to make the playoffs. Like, that's just what it is. The way they got smacked around by an inconsistent Celtics team, and if y'all lose to Indiana, who's also been inconsistent, but I think is a better team,
when they're healthy. They just haven't been healthy like the last 20 games. But healthy, I think Indiana is a better team. But y'all gotta win. Like, I don't want to hear no more excuses for Russell Westbrook. Nobody else gets excuses. Everybody's criticizing Giannis, and Giannis keep making the playoffs. They keep being top of the conference. But they discredit Giannis because he's not winning it all. Well, Russell Westbrook got to do something. He ain't made it past the first round since Kevin Durant. I mean, he ain't made it past the second round. I lied. He didn't play the first round last year, but then they got beat around in Houston. So he ain't done too much since Kevin Durant left. So he got to do something. Anything. Got to start by making the playoffs, though.
All right, Jaron, what you think about Russell Westbrook being under pressure right now?
I mean, he definitely under pressure, man. And I mean, y'all already know how my view on that be, man. I'm more player lenient, man. Like I don't like that whole, players got to do this type things. I mean, do be balling, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, at the end of the day, his team's not winning, but at the end of the day, 29 teams not winning. So it's like I not put too much stock in that. But I mean, at this point, just off the general consistency of how people view Westbrook, he kind of under a lot of pressure. And how Jared said, a lot dealing because of the type of game he had last game. You know what I'm saying? If he'd have balled out and they'd have lost, then people probably, you probably could have shifted that somewhere else. But I mean, he had a terrible game. He had a terrible game straight up and down. The only way to explain it. So I mean, he got to come out balling this game, and he got to get a dub. If he don't, all the hero ball he had all year. I mean, he won some games, this year on the strength of him. I mean, this game here, all that was kind of for nothing. You got another star side of him, Bradley Beal, who was right there up leading the league and smoking until Curry went on his tear. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, outside of him, yeah, the team ain't all that great. I mean, you can make this excuses that way, but just how people look at it. You don't get this game with Indiana is a real good team. I think they underrated by a lot. I mean, they got Turner out, Harris out. I mean, they're not as good as they really are. But the general fan don't view Indiana as a real good team, and they look at it like, oh, that's Westbrook. You got to beat Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So I think the general consensus is gonna be like, all right. I think a lot of people just gonna give up on him. A lot of people gonna be like, all right, look, hey, we're gonna get numbers, we ain't gonna win no games. We going on to somebody else. And it's crazy that's how people do, man. That's how people do. After you put up numbers for so long, but you ain't winning, you be like, all right, man, you just get numbers. That's when people starting to do Devin Booker. You ain't hear nothing bad about Devin Booker this year. Last couple of years, you was all Devin Booker get empty numbers. Now they winning. You don't hear nothing bad. I ain't hear a bad thing about Devin Booker all year. You know what I'm saying? They winning now, it's how people do.
All right, Jaron Rich, hold on. We got a special guest appearance by Pop Fields. He wanted to come in on a live stream. What's up, Pop?
Yes. What's up, bro?
What's up?
What y'all got going on, man?
Chilling. Well, you want to talk about your boy Westbrook?
Man, look, Westbrook, you know that scratch boy. But, I think Westbrook, dog, whatever he's doing is not translating into winning, bro. Like, he getting all these triple doubles and all this. I understand people be saying he need help and this and that, but I don't think his team needs triple doubles. You know what I'm saying? When Oscar Robertson was doing it, I feel like Oscar Robertson was just playing to win. Westbrook seemed like he just doing that shit to get the record. That's why they not winning.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, to kind of team force. Any comment on that? Oscar Robertson wouldn't win neither when he was getting them triple double. It was kind of bad. Just a slightly comment.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
it just came natural.
Like Westbrook, he every time he had a superstar on his team, he ain't getting nowhere.
This is true.
How you getting triple doubles with stars on your team and you still not winning?
I think what kind of in my mind. I think what in my mind what kind of belittles the triple doubles are there are other players in the NBA who can probably average a triple double. You know, like even the first year that James Harden, Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double. James Harden only averaged 2 rebounds less than him. He could have easily averaged a triple double. You know, Luka Doncic could have averaged a triple double. LeBron is capable of averaging a triple double, even though it would be less scoring. Draymond Green could average a triple double. There are many players in the NBA who has the ability to average a triple double, but they do what they do to help the team win. So it's like I never forget. I think it was last year or year before. Draymond Green was almost the first player to get a quadruple double in the game since David Robinson, and he was 2 points shy of it, and he never took another shot because that's not what they needed. So he ended up getting it on thing. I think with like either 10 steals or 10 blocks or whatever. But he had 8 points, and all he needed was to take one more shot, and he didn't take. And he had that with plenty of time to get it, but he just never took another shot because winning the game was more important. And I think Russell Westbrook goes out of his way to get these triple doubles. You look at his year in Houston
and lose games.
So all right. So I got a question on that though. We say he go out of his way to get the triple double. The only stat I can see him going out of his way to get is the rebound. His assist and points naturally. So when people say his triple double is not translating to wins, I don't think it's because the triple double. I mean, it never hurts for your point guard to be a great rebounder because you can get into your transition offense a whole lot faster. So that's great that your point guard can rebound the ball and is willing to do it and goes 100 miles an hour all day. I don't think it's a triple double. I think it's because of that pace that he keeps all game.
Yeah, he don't control game.
One speed.
So I think it's more so his efficiency than it is getting the triple double. Because really and truly,
absolutely. Because Steph Curry averaged almost 6 rebounds this year. It's like somebody who's not nearly the type of athlete or the type of aggressor that Russell Westbrook is still was able to average almost 6 rebounds a game. It's like because he positions himself to hustle for the rebound.
Gary commented that right there. That's all I'm about to say. That's really the Wizards' issue. Gary just commented right there.
The Wizards don't play solid defense. However, Bradley Beal didn't get that pass last year when that Wizards team sucked. So I can't give a full pass to Russell Westbrook for it. But also,
go ahead. No, I was gonna say, but so like going back to Russell, his pace. We all know that's the issue, right?
Right.
So I think the Wizards would be a better team with Chris Paul in that position.
Yeah,
because you're a better flow general. So I feel like
because he got Bill with him, because he got Bill there who can carry the scoring load, having another guard that don't need to score just as much and can kind of control the offense, it definitely suit him better. Oh, definitely.
So we all agree that Westbrook, I don't know, I just feel like he aimed for to get the triple doubles, and that's like his only concern. And it seemed like that's why they're not winning the games they need to win.
The Wizards are no better this year than they were with. In fact, they're worse than when John Wall was there and he was healthy. When John Wall was there, he was healthy. You forget that John Wall for his career averages like 9 assists a game, but he controlled the pace.
Also, when John Wall was healthy, he had some defenders over there.
But the issue here is those players, they play hard or whatever, but a lot of times they're in a no lose in a no win situation because your point guard is on the line doing the free throw, and point guards are typically down the line for free throws, so you can grab the rebound and rush it up the floor. And so now everybody is out of position, and they got to hurry up and try to get in position. If the shots miss, now they got to hurry up back on transition, and so they're playing transition defense all game.
Yeah,
and so
and again, that goes back to his pace. At times, although like you love his heart going 100 miles an hour all game, but at times you're like, all right, motherfucker, slow down. You know what I'm saying?
But I will say this. Russell Westbrook is under a lot of stress. I mean, a lot of he needs to win this year because of this.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens next year, and so because I don't know what happens next year is why there's a lot of pressure on Russell Westbrook this year. You don't know if Bradley Beal is going to be there. You don't know what's going to happen with Russell Westbrook contract. You don't know what's going to happen with that team. Where does Russell Westbrook land next year? Is he still going to be there? If Bradley Beal's not there, should he still be there? It's like, so because there's a lot of unknowns past this year, Russell Westbrook has to do something worth something this year. And all those triple doubles are going to be for nothing if they don't at least make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they ain't got to win the playoffs. I don't expect them to do anything in the playoffs, but at least make it.
I mean, I honestly think he at the point of his career where I don't think he'll ever go to up until the nine because of his contract. Ain't nobody gonna pay him that money. Because of his contract and his now he'll never go to a contender. So to be honest, Westbrook, keep getting your triple doubles, my dog, because it's gonna be legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just play the That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Before we get into our picks, I want to just point out Chance. He said any team would be better with CP3 at point guard.
Facts.
Yes. I think he controls the game better. He just controls the game better.
Oh, and look, I missed the part.
It depends on what point guard you're giving up.
I missed the MVP part when y'all talk about the MVPs. So I missed that part, bro. So you telling me Steph is not MVP?
No.
Nah.
It ain't that he not playing at MVP. Like we said, it's not that he not playing like an MVP. It's just that Jokic argument is just better. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, and I understand that, but every time we talk about the MVP, we don't never mention that Steph got hurt and missed games, and his team fell all the way to 10. And then when he came back, they went back up to 8. We don't never talk about the games he missed and the position they was in before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I got
they voted for MVP the last couple of years. I understand why Curry might win it, but I also said last all these awards are sensationalized anyway. But I think Jokic deserves it.
Yeah. If Curry win MVP, then you take all the people voting privileges.
As far as the game goes tonight, Pacers and Wizards. I'm gonna start with you first, Jerm. I'm gonna work my way down. Who you got for tonight? Pacers or Wizards?
Dang. I'm gonna go Pacers. I looked up some bonus average like 30 and 20 throughout the season. I think Russell averaged like 25 and 20 against him. I mean, whenever they go against each other, they just wild out and just put up numbers against each other. So I think it's gonna come down to whatever team score 100 first is gonna be them because the team gonna. I got Indiana, man. Indiana a little deeper than the Wizards are. We know the Wizards gonna go as Westbrook go. If he balling out like that, they get a chance to win. If he have a game like he had the other night, hang it up. That's a wrap. Try again next year. Still ain't gonna happen next year for you. It is what it is. But I got Indy, man.
All right, Jared, who you got?
I too have the Pacers. I think as a healthy team, they're a better team than the Wizards. They have multiple positions who are playing more consistent basketball. Doug McBuckets is balling. The bonus is a man child. Cares LeVert, I think, is out for protocol, but with LeVert, they nice. The Holiday brothers are playing really well. Brogdon is playing well. He missed like the last 10 games, but if he's playing, then I give Pacers to win this game easily. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout or anything. I think it'll still be a close game, but I think the Pacers are going to have all the momentum in the win.
First, Jeremy Anderson, he got the Pacers winning by 7. Garrett Johnson, he got the Wizards winning. He not betting against
Yeah, nah, bro. He bet against Westbrook.
Who you got, Pop?
Man, I got the Pacers, bro. I just don't trust Westbrook. I ain't saying he trash or nothing. I'm just saying I know in big games he gonna
I'm
try
about
to
to say,
force the
man, we're
issue.
gonna see this,
And he
man.
gonna
He's
have
gonna
them
fight for you.
turnovers. So I'm gonna go with the Pacers.
All right. Shane said with Bill not 100%. I can't go with the Warriors. You mean the Wizards? But anyway, man, I'm a stand by my dog Cal Rip, man. I don't want to see Westbrook fail, bro. As much as I don't want to see him fail, bro. He got to be in the playoffs, man. I'm gonna go with the Wizards. I'm gonna go with the Wizards, man. I can't see Westbrook fail.
Hey, we don't want to see him fail, but we know he gonna let us down. He gonna let us down. Hey, would you put the house up on it?
Nah.
Hey, look, I'll put my house up with somebody buying me for that.
Hey, look, tonight they're gonna be hitting this. They're gonna be doing this to Westbrook.
Dang. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. If y'all not subscribed to the Hanging with July Will podcast, YouTube podcast channel, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. We're gonna be on tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Warriors and Memphis game, but the main thing we're gonna be talking about tomorrow, we're gonna be talking about the actual playoff games that's gonna start on Saturday. We're gonna start at 5:00. So make sure y'all tuning on. It's gonna be me, Will. It's gonna be D-Sap. I'm gonna try to get my boy Garrett Johnson on. He said he wanna be on. It's gonna be Chris Donato. So we're gonna be holding it down. But y'all have a blessed one, man. Thank you, Jerm, Jared. Thank you, Pop, for coming through at the last minute. If you heard the beginning, all right, man. Y'all have a blessed one.
Hey, who seen this last comment from Bill Anderson, man? Y'all seen that? That was he gave us our pineal glands compromised.
All right, man. Y'all have a blessed one, man.
All right, my boy.